So attribute selectors in CSS are very useful for targeting specific elements based on their attributes. In this session, we will explore a few essential attribute selectors which are worth knowing about and discuss how they work. So now, first of all, let's talk about the use case of this trick. So here on this website, you can see we have multiple list elements here. And now let's suppose you wanted to select a particular attributes which is having a particular URL inside href tag. So how you're going to select it? Even if it's a dynamic list, let's suppose. So no answer, right? So yeah, definitely it's a tricky question. It is very hard to do without help of JavaScript because CSS cannot identify what URL is inside which anchor tag, right? So that will be a huge problem. But I have a trick. An attribute can solve this problem very easily. So let's find it out. How can we do that? So here I just have a normal HTML page. We just have a couple of heading tags and some anchor links. Let's see what is we have in the code. So in the code itself, you can see we just have a couple of list elements which is having an anchor tag inside, and you can see we have different URLs here in each of the anchor tag. Also we have a div which is having a lang attribute, which rest everything is same, just different URLs. So we have an anchor tag. It is similar to an array in JavaScript. We have an array and then we add href here and simply just pass whichever URL you want to. In my case, I'm going to target about us. I'll just copy this here and I'll put it here, add one more inverted commas, curly braces, and I'll do whatever I want it to do here. So I'll just, for example, I'll add a background color, red, and color should be white. Alright, let's save it and see how it looks like. See? It is selecting about us, right? I did not edit any nth element. I did not try to search for which number of anchor tag I wanted to select because here case is different. I cannot rely on numbers here or the position of a particular element. I need to exactly match the text within the href. It is not about href. You can target any element with any attribute here. Let's see what else we can achieve using this trick. I have a couple of use cases here. I'll go through each and every case and show you how can you use this trick and make your developer life better. So let's talk about the first one. So now let's suppose I wanted to target only those href which is having .com in their URL. You can see I have multiple URLs here. I'm also having .in inside. So let's see how can we do that. It is not that hard. We just need to add a star here and the text that we wanted to target. So if I add just .com here and save it, I should be able to target all those elements which are having .com in their URL. So you can see here all the .com elements are selected. Now we'll just reverse this with .in here and we'll save it. Now you can see only those URLs are getting selected which is having .in inside. So now you must be figuring out how useful this attribute trick is, because without JavaScript it is kind of impossible to do, right? Okay, let's find out more cases. So now we just need to see, I just wanted to target only those URLs which are having HTTPS in the start of the URL. Okay, let's see how can we track this. We'll go back to our CSS file. Instead of star, we just need to add a cap here. And we are good to go. I will say HTTPS. It should start. The URLs which is just having HTTPS, those are getting selected, and the URL which does not have S inside, it is not getting tracked. For example, this HTML5, you can see we don't have HTTPS here. So HTML5, CSS3 and JavaScript are these three elements. See, these three are not selected here. Now the third case that I have is, so in this case I just wanted to see if my route is ending with a particular string. So I can target any of it. So let's see how can we do that. Instead of cap, we just need to add a dollar here and we can track anything in the end. For example, I have about URL. I can track that one. I think about us it is. So I'll track about us. So you can see about us is getting red here. So how cool is it, right? So if you are enjoying this video, please make sure you hit the like button and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, more people will see this video and I will get the motivation to create more videos like this. Yeah, thank you. So let's continue with the topic. Yeah, so I just wanted to select any URL which is ending with about us. So this is getting selected here. That's how it works. Let's talk about our next scenario. So now the trick is, okay, so as I said in the beginning, right, we can target any element. For example, this about us URL is having title tag inside. None of other URL is having this title attribute here, right? So what we can do is we can target this title attribute instead of href this time, okay, and title attribute is having about inside. So I can target the title attribute within the anchor tag, and which is having this about as a value. We'll save it and see. Okay, cool. Then you can see about this is getting selected here. Surety, we'll just add one more attribute here, and here we'll just make it HTML5 to make sure if we have two title elements, it is targeting the correct one or not. It is still selecting about us. What I will do, I'll just replace the about with HTML5 here, save it. See, it is switched to HTML5 now. So HTML5 is getting selected. So you can see it is not just stick to the href tag. It is basically it will work on any attribute you can think of. Yeah, one more thing here. What if I caps this HTML? Okay, now it is uppercase, and let's see if it works. Nope, so it is not working, right? That means it is case sensitive, right? What if I add an I here? See, it is working. So basically what this I does, it if you put an I at the end, it will automatically remove the case sensitive validations here. Okay, now it won't look for case sensitive part. It will just match the string and it will just highlight whatever you want it to do. Let's talk about the next tip. So you can use this operator to target elements with attribute values that are separated by hyphens. This is especially useful for targeting elements based on language or other hyphen separated values. So let's target that div element here, div. So it does not have a title attribute inside, it is having lang attribute instead, and it is starting from en. Let's see what happens. Is it going to target it or not? No, it does not. Now let's see if I remove this I, and if I add a star here to check if it starts with en, it will work. Oh wow, it is working, right? Because it is targeting if it starts with en. But now if I just want to target en and hyphen, so I need to add a pipe here to target it. It is working, right? That's the second trick if you can use. So basically what this selector does, this selector will match any div elements with a lang attribute value that starts with en hyphen. For example, en hyphen US, en hyphen Great Britain, GB. Okay, so let's talk about the next thing, which is matching elements with attribute values separated by white space. This operator allows you to target elements with attribute values that are separated by white space. This is useful for selecting elements with multiple values in a single attribute, such as a class attribute. So let's see the example here. We can have this class, and we have two classes actually, and I want to target the highlighted text here. For example, a div which is having class attribute inside. Instead of this, we can add a tilde. I'm not sure if my keyboard is having tilde icon. Yeah, I do have. So yeah, so that's all we just need to do. We just need to provide the class name here, and it will automatically select those classes which is having highlighted inside. Oh sorry, this is h1 tag, right? So I need to add h1 here. If I save it, cool, it is selecting it, right? I can have multiple h1 here. For surety, double check. I just added this class to make sure it is not selecting all the h1s. No, it is cool, right? It is just selecting that particular class only. Okay, cool. So basically this selector will match any div element with the class attribute value that contains the word highlighted, separated by the white space. Okay, so that's all for today guys. If you learned something from this video, make sure you hit the like button, and if you have any suggestions, please feel free to write down in the comment section, and let me know on which topic I should create a video next. Yeah, so that's all for today guys. Happy learning, have a good day, peace out.